Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here, and what I have tonight is a rather unusual dual custody safety deposit box lock. I've never seen one with two tubular cores before, and this is a really good lock. What you've got is the guard key, which is the right hand lock, and the operator key, which is the left hand lock. I happen to know that because I've got another one of these locks here, and the pattern of the guard key fits both of these locks on the right hand side, but there's a different operator key on the left hand side. That's how you tell. The mechanism itself, this effectively blocks the operation of this key. So if, for example, I put this key in, see through the camera, you can't open the bolt. But if you unlock the guard key, like so, nothing appears to happen, but now you're free to open this lock, like so. I'm going to do the gutting before we do the picking, so I can show you the mechanism, because it's incredibly simple, but very effective, except I don't have the right side screwdriver. Hang on. Now I do. Now I will say, as far as tubular cores go, these are the hardest I have encountered of any tubular core. And I've picked a lot of tubular locks, and these are without a doubt the toughest. They have the most extreme tapered pins, and so that makes the picking extremely laborious. The lock, well, both cores are extremely easy to overset, and I've never managed to pick to any position on these locks without getting at least one overset. And you need to use progressive, increasingly higher and higher tension as you make progress through the lock. So what you've got is pretty much a standard bolt and effectively two cams. The guard key lifts this spring-loaded lever up, and then the operator key, once that's up in the air, will just, in that slot there, just drives this bolt back. That is about as simple as it gets. So really straightforward, and really effective, tremendous cores on this lock. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to get it reassembled, set up in a vise. I'm going to only pick the last position on camera because it takes yonks, and no way people need to see 30 odd minutes of the same picking. So I shall get this one picked fully, this one to one position, and we'll get it set up so you can see the last and the bolt go in. Right, back in a moment. Right, so I've picked the bottom lock to two positions, and I've picked the top lock to a single position, so there's one position remaining to go. And the reason I've done that is it's taken me 30 minutes to pick those three positions effectively, because this is a tortuous pair of locks. So I'm only going to show you the last position, and I may yet speed that up because it's sluggish. This is the Covert Instruments tensioner, and it just is a very comfortable, nice rounded edges on it. Very comfortable tensioner for using on locks like this. And this is the Covert Instruments probe. And this is particularly handy because it's got a nice big wide flat tip, and it limits the amount of oversetting that goes on with these locks. These are very susceptible to oversets, as I mentioned earlier, and you want something to minimize that if you can. I'm going to start with very light tension, because the pins bind extremely tightly initially. Right. And I'm going to pick quite shallow. I'm also going to test to see if the pins are properly binding. Sometimes you get some sponginess with them. Feels like they're binding. You push the pin down and it sort of jams in the pinhole and you get an overset. Like that. Back off a little bit. See if I can find a set pin to sort of drive a bit of tension on. Okay, I think that's come back. Okay, we have another overset. We'll see. Yeah, not touching that. Each time you get a click at one of these pins, there's a very, very tiny bit of core movement. I've never encountered tapered pins quite like these. It's firming up that pin, but it's still not ready to be set yet. There's a good bit of core movement then. I hope we're close. Core movement normally is an indication that things are making progress. Finally, I got set without sticking. Yeah, very close now. Oh, there we go. So that has opened. If you watch the bolt. Huh. Ah, my hands are so sore. that is shockingly bad. Oh, those are super effective cores. I haven't got an impressioning tool, so assuming that they're not susceptible to an impressioning tool, then they are fantastic locks for a safety deposit, because you're looking there at 35 minutes to pick both of those, and that's if you don't make any mistakes. And I've yet to do a complete one-turn pick and not at least overset at least once. They are super sensitive to that, so they are, fantastic locks. Anyway, that's it for this evening. Hope you enjoyed it. Enjoy your picking. Cheers.